Now we get to the fun part of the project. We have our question, we have our hypothesis. Now we get to take some time and be creative and come up with a title for our project. So the first thing you're going to want to do on this slide is you're going to just put in here what your topic was. And if you don't remember what your topic was, you can go back into your presentation and find it. So I'm just going to type in here, my topic was different ways to detect if a person is lying. Okay, and so what you get to do on this slide, and actually, I'm sorry, I should have started here, you guys. If I look on the bottom, you're watching and completing this Edpuzzle video that we're doing right now. And then you're going to identify reasons your topic is interesting to you and why others might find it interesting. You're going to do a Google search to look for some quotes maybe related to your topic. And then you are going to use those three things, why you find it interesting and those quotes, to craft a title. So the first thing here is, why do I find it interesting? And so I could write a ton of different things in here. I think it's interesting because I've been lied to. And I think one thing that makes it interesting to me is I've lied to others as too, or I have lied to others too. I have lied to people. And we know that lying is bad, but it happens all of the time. Another thing that I think is super interesting is I really like learning about the human mind and how the mind works and why the mind does the things it does. So I would put on here, I think it's interesting because it has to do with human psychology. Really, I think it's interesting because if we're figuring out a way to detect if a person is lying, that seems really useful to me. So it'd be really useful to me to be able to look at a person and at least have some idea of if they're lying to me or not. And so those are just a couple of the reasons that I find it interesting. And you might go in and you might add some more. But I'm going to, just for sake of our time here, I'm going to go into the next category, which is what might other people find interesting. And so really, these could be the same. These could be very similar to why you find it interesting. But I think everyone has been lied to. So I think that everyone kind of has some experience with this. And also, everyone has been lied to and told a lie. If there is someone that you meet that tells you they have never told a lie, I think that's a lie. And so a lot of people too, kind of like I was talking about it being fascinating because it's human psychology, I think just learning about behavior. So learning about different behaviors, what people do, is something that's interesting to a lot of people. So I would say learning about behavior is interesting. Another thing that this kind of makes me think of is entertainment. So what things do in the entertainment, or what people, subjects in the entertainment business, things people read, things people watch, things people do for fun. A lot of times in entertainment, books and movies, TV, it's a big thing. Think about detective shows, or think about shows what the criminal shows, or there's a show that I just saw a preview for called The Hustler, where it's literally about, can somebody lie, and the other people try to figure out who the liar is. There's games that are built around telling lies and deceiving people. So it's everywhere. So I would say entertainment, big part of it. Another thing that I think makes it super interesting is there are super strong opinions. People have really strong opinions about telling lies, and are there sometimes where telling a lie might be okay, and sometimes where telling a lie would never be okay. And you know what? Honestly, it might be interesting to some people because some people might want to know how to get away with lying. And so they might want to use this education and say, okay, I'm really not going to do these things when I'm telling my lie. Okay, and the next thing is quotes from a Google search. So I'm just going to show you guys, I'm going to open up a quick Google search, and in the search bar, you're just going to type in quotes about lying. Okay, and so if you do a quick Google search, you could use, if you wanted to copy and paste, you could go into some of these websites, and I'm sure you could actually copy and paste the quotes. I'm just going to look at the images because that's easier for me, and then maybe type a couple of them in. So Look for ones that are interesting, so ones that you think could fit with what you're doing for your project. So for me, I'm looking at physical cues to tell if a person's lying. So I really like this one down here by Ronald Reagan. Trust but verify. So I'm going to write that one in here. Trust but verify. And I wanna look for quotes that are maybe short, catchy, things that might be interesting to people, things that kind of get at the point of what I want to discover in my research. So I'm just looking here. Oh, okay. Tell a lie once and all your truths become questionable. I really like that one too. Tell a lie once and all your truths become questionable. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to elementary school here, and just one that I like is liar, liar, pants on fire. All right, so I'm going to go and take a few minutes to find a few more quotes. Once I have that filled in, though, that's when I get to create my title. And a lot of times with the title, if I show you a title page example here, you have just a short, catchy little attention grabber, a quote maybe, and then a lot of times we'll put our question in there. So I really like the quote, liar, liar, pants on fire. And then to make my title, I can simply then just add my question in. So my question was, what effect does education have on being able to identify someone that is lying? So there we go. So I've gone through, I've talked about why I find it interesting, what other people might find interesting, found a couple quotes that I really, really liked, and I decided to go with liar, liar, pants on fire. What effect does education have on being able to identify someone that's lying? And I think I really like that quote because a couple of the reasons I found it interesting were because everyone's been lied to, everyone has lied to other people. It really has to do with like our human psyche. It's something that's ingrained with us from a really young age, that is just a part of our lives, and it's interwoven into everything we do. And I really feel like liar, liar, pants on fire kind of brings everyone back to that young elementary school age. And so that is the title that I chose to go with.